Guys, it's Amanda here from Fun Hands-On Learning, and today I'm going to walk you through a little bit of lesson planning for pre-K, and then some activities and lessons that I have ready for this week. So I have been using these preschool benchmark lists of skills that my preschooler needs to know before kindergarten. And we've been using this, and then I've been checking off the different skills as I feel like we have done enough with it, and we have, and he is proficient. So many of you have these lists, and what I want to do is, if you already have these lists and you've already downloaded them from my website, my plan over the summer is to revamp them a little bit, add a little bit more, and make them a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Make them a little bit more comprehensive. That's the word I'm looking for. Because as you can see, I've kind of written in on them a little bit as I've gone through. Most of these, the lists that I made originally were for when he was 2 years old, and then this year he was 3 and he just turned 4. So I've had to kind of revamp what I want him to know. So yeah, I'm planning over the summer to make the list a little bit more comprehensive, and then when I do, I will add them to this download. And if you already own these lists, these checklists, you can just you'll get them for free whenever I add them to the download. And if you don't have them yet and you want them, I'll leave a link below where you can get them. But and it also has kindergarten lists in there as well. But right now I'm just showing you the pre-K one. So here's the one for language arts. And so it has things like book parts and features, lowercase, uppercase alphabet letters, things that they need to know. But I added on here segmenting and blending, because we're still working on that. We're segmenting and blending CVC words. So I did add on here a little line for CVC words. And then I added on, we're working on sound fluency, so practicing our sounds every single day. So he gets better at reading. And then we are working on, oh, well, I did add on here, I wanted him to know ending sounds, because on here I had beginning sounds, but as he got older and when he was 3 and then turning 4, we were working more on ending sounds. So I added that one in here as well, because that was another thing I wanted him to know before kindergarten. Although that is a kindergarten skill, and so is sound fluency, so is CVC words. A lot of these are kindergarten skills, but since he's turned 4 now, he can do some of these, so I've added them on here. Okay, so then what I do is I look at our list when I'm planning out lesson planning what I want him to do for the week, and I kind of decide, all right, what do we want to work on? Do I need to still work on beginning sounds, or is he pretty good on that, or do I want to work on CVC words this week? And then I use this list to kind of pull out what we're going to work on. I also pair this up with, now that I have my phonics curriculum, I've been pairing this up with Unit 1 and 2 of my Phonics4Reading curriculum, and it's working really well. So that's how I kind of do the lesson planning. And then the math checklist looks like this, and I have been pairing up this checklist with a couple of the different units from my early learners math curriculum for him. So as you can see, I've checked off a lot of things that he already knows. Counting to 10, and then I added on here counting to 100, because now that he is counting to 10 was like what we were working on when he was 2 and 3, and now that he's 3 turned 4, we count to 100, and we did a ton this year on teen numbers, and so I have that written in here. That is on counting objects to 10, but we also counted objects and did a lot with teen numbers, if you've seen some of my other videos. So I won't read all of these to you, but I will show you kind of what I've added. I wanted him to be able to compare. There is a comparing unit in my early learners math curriculum, and we were just comparing numbers to 10. But then we moved to comparing numbers all the way to 20, so I added that in there. And then what you're going to see in this video is, right now we're working on measurement, and I added that to this section. This section was classifying and sort. I wanted him to know different same sizes, colors, shapes, etc., classifying them. And I added measurement to this because knowing sizes is important. And I have a measurement unit of my early learners math curriculum, and so that is what I'm going to show you today, a couple activities from that he's going to be doing this week. And then I won't go through all of this. Patterns, I wrote down here that I wanted to revisit this because he is pretty good with basic patterns, but he needs more help with the more complex patterns. So I wanted to revisit that. And then down here I wrote, I want to do a basic intro to addition, and I haven't done that with him yet, but I want to do that before the school year is out. Just a basic intro, and I'm going to use the activities from my Early Learners Math curriculum on the unit on addition, just to introduce him to it before next school year. Okay, so that is kind of how I lesson plan. I use my lists, I decide what he needs to work on, and then I pull out the activities for those. Oh, and I wanted to show you too, this is an old list that that I had years ago, and this is a preschool list for 2 and 3 year olds. It says right here 2 and 3 year olds. So these are the things that we worked on when he was 2 and 3, and I still had this out because he, like I said, he just turned 4, so I want to make sure he had all of these things down before he turned 4, and he does. And this list is also in the same download that the other lists are in. And this is just an old one that I made when, like, a couple years ago, when I had my kids were younger. I have a 2-year-old now, so I'm going to be starting some of this stuff with my now 2-year-old, because I have another one coming up. But anyways, so yeah, you can just see this is just laid out a little bit differently. I had it all on one page versus separate pages for like phonics and math and that kind of thing. And then I had a list here for concepts that I wanted him to know. And so these were kind of the concepts that we did, and I checked them off as we went. And he still at age 4 has trouble holding his pencil properly. We are still working on it, so we do a lot with fine motor skills with him still to this day. He is smart as a whip, but his penmanship, all of my kids, I don't know if it's a boy thing or if it's just a my kids thing, but they all have trouble until they're about 5 is when it finally clicks and they hold their pencil properly and they can write a little bit neater. But all of my kids so far, the first 4, have had some trouble with that kind of thing. Okay, let me get into some of the activities for this week. We have been working through is this little book that I made probably a year or so ago. And I made it originally when he was 2 to practice some of those basic skills that you saw on my skill list at the beginning of this video. But I also, he's still been working through it because in here, everything is Velcro, and he can move things around. He knows how to make his name now, so we don't really do this page anymore, but it is really great for those really young kiddos. But what we are going to be using is, this is the calendar page, and so I just changed it to May because we're going to start May this week. And he can use his numbers, and he can add the day every single day, and they just come right off because they're Velcro. I made everything in this thing Velcro for him, so he can just add the days, and we can talk about the calendar and all that kind of good stuff. So, and then it has, here I'll just kind of show you, it has months of the year, and it has the days of the week, and he can take them off, and we can put them in order. And then we sing the song, there are 7 days, there are 7 days, there are 7 days in a week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then he can put them on there, and he can memorize days of the week, so we do that. This one is the seasons, and he can take them off, and we can talk about the 4 seasons and what kind of things we wear on the 4 seasons. And this one is weather. And in fact, we were doing this every day, and now we kind of got away from it, but we were marking. So like if today was sunny, he was just putting the word on there for sunny, and we were marking it like that. And then numbers, matching his numbers. He doesn't have to do this one anymore. This is matching numbers 1 through 10, but this is great for those little kiddos, where they would count the dots that are on the bug, and then they would match it up to the right one. And there's, there's more of them up here. I've been keeping them up on the top. So on the back of the page in front of it is where I keep the pieces for the one below. So anyway, numbers, and then the next one is the alphabet. And you can see that here. He really is gotten pretty good at this match up alphabet. This one doesn't go there. These are mixed up. They're all mixed up. Some of them on the top are right. But yeah, so yeah, all the pieces kind of match up. I'm not gonna fix it right now. Okay, and then colors too. It has colors in here to match up. It has shapes in here to match up. It has money in here, telling time. I'm going to flip through here. Farm animals, this one I really like. I'm going to show you why. Okay, so this page we actually use to practice our vowels. So I chose farm animals that each had one of the 5 vowels in the middle. And what they have to do is first use the pieces with the Velcro attached to match them up. So dog with dog, right? Duck with duck, cat, and hen. Okay, so after they match them up, then we say our vowels. So A says E says I says I. O says U says I know my vowels, A, E, I, O, U. And then we can talk about how the vowels are in the middle of each of these farm animals. A for cat, E for hen, I in pig, I pig, O in dog, U in duck. I know my vowels, A, E, I, O, U. So yeah, this page is kind of fun for learning the vowels. And then I have a zoo animal page just for the kids to practice some different animals that they might see at the zoo, and they have to match up the pictures with the word or the name of the animal. And then one on plants, so matching up the name of the plant to the picture. Yeah, so just a little bit of a fun book to do. Okay, you guys, first thing I want to show you is, this is my son's clipboard, and all my kiddos have one. And I wanted to show you, he did this page today, and this page is all about the alphabet. And I wanted to show you these because these worksheets that you see here, I am adding to my early learners math curriculum. You can also get them in a separate download. I just finished making them, and they are all about the alphabet. And the first unit of my Phonics for Reading program is the alphabet. And so I just added these. So if you already own my program, which I know a lot of you watching do, you will be able to download these for free. So that's kind of exciting. So here's another example of one. This one I colored myself. These ones are just, I colored as examples for the download, but you can just kind of see what they're like. So this one is just a basic. They color the ones that start with A, and there's one of these for every letter of the alphabet. So these are great for when you're just starting to teach the alphabet. And then here's some other ones. This one is like the one I showed you. This one they have to color on the beginning sounds. This one is a little bit different than the one I showed you. I kind of added some fun things where they get to follow the road. Well, one of them has a road. This one has water, and they have to follow it and match it to the letter and that kind of thing. I won't go through it all, but here's another example of one. They say the sounds and that kind of thing. So yeah, you can see that one. And then just here's some more examples of just different ones. Like I said, I went a little crazy making these, and I made 50 different different ones. There's one, you can see. So yeah, anyways, for phonics, I know you've seen these in my other videos. These are the Flashcard Sticks from Unit 2 of my Phonics for Reading program. And what I've been doing is we have just been holding them up, and he has been reading them. And he has been doing amazingly on the short vowel words. So he will just go, sometimes he can read the whole thing without even sounding it out. He'll just say sun. And then other times, I hold it up and he has to, sound it out. K-at, cat, So we've been doing those. We did this activity from my Unit 2 of my Phonics for Reading program this morning, and we only did short A this morning, so I'm going to keep these out for the rest of the week, and we're going to do the other ones. But if you saw this in one of my other videos, what they do is they spin, and then whatever it lands on, like it landed on cap, he had to use his magnetic letters to make the word cap, and then after he oh, that one's in the wrong spot, made the word, then he had to use his dry erase marker, and he had to write the word like so. Speaking of magnetic letters, I pulled these out for this week. These are the short vowel word building strips from my Phonics for Reading program. And all he has to do with these is he looks at the picture and then uses his magnetic letters to build the word. So it's practicing, sounding out, obviously, and fluency in his spelling, in his reading, in his phonics. Something else we did this morning, and it's starting to come off because we did it with dry erase markers, but these are Phonics Charts, and I made these Phonics Charts a year or two ago. I'll leave a link below where you can get them. These are not part of my Phonics4Reading program, but they go really well with it. And so I pulled out just these couple charts, and I just pulled out these ones because these ones work on blending consonants and vowels. So he had to go through and he had to read them, you know, like so. Ba, ba, bi, ba, ba. And then he had to circle the one that matched the picture at the top. This is a bell, so he was using his dry erase markers, and you can see how he circled it. Ka, ka, ki, ka, ka, and he had to circle, and so on. So there are a couple of charts. We only did this first page today. And then of course for phonics, we are still working through my Phonics4Reading curriculum, so I won't bring you all through it, but he is working on his Flip It book still. This is the one on short vowels, and you've seen these pages. You can see how he's been working in it. So yeah, he's doing that. He is still working on his Fluency. He's doing his short vowel ones now, and then he's doing this one. And so we've been filling in the letters. So, pot. I want to show you really quick. I did pull these cards out for this week. These cards are working on middle vowel sounds, and so he is going to be using these. These are from my Phonics Cards card activity pack. This is a pack that I made before I made my Phonics4Reading curriculum, so this is separate. But they're in my ultimate they're in my ultimate kindergarten grade 1 bundle, because these are kindergarten level. But anyways, what he's going to do is he's going to mark the vowel that you see. So here is fin, and he has to mark the I, and he can use any manipulative to mark it. Here is pig, so he's to mark the I in that one as well. Here is 10, you get the idea. Okay, moving on to math activities I have ready for this week. We are still, of course, working through our learning math level proficiency pages, and so he will be doing these, and we are on level B now. Believe it or not, he is 4, and he is recognizing bigger numbers. I'll just show you. So basically at the beginning he would say the number 14, 44, 41, 54, 40, 45, color in his star. Here's measurement, so he has to count how many blocks long this pencil is. Okay, so I told you that here towards the end of our school year, we are working on some measurement activities with him. And so the first one I pulled out, actually I had pulled out earlier in the year, and we just never got to it. So we're going to get to it for sure this week. And it's flower shortest to tallest sort. This is from my measurement unit of my early learners math curriculum. And it's perfect for this time of year because it's springtime. So he is sorting flowers by their size, by tall and short, and he has to put them in order. So like he would take a set of flowers that match, like this set, and then he has to put them from shortest to tallest, like so, and he has to sort them. This is a great one to do in a pocket chart, so we may end up doing it in a pocket chart. So then, you know, if he gets those ones right, then he can take another set and he can sort it. Some of them have, there we go. So there you can see shortest to longest. You could even have them sort from shortest to tallest or tallest to shortest, however you wanted them to work on it. Okay, this activity is also from my measurement unit of my early learners math curriculum, and this one is a little zoo, and they have these zoo cards, and they have to they have to take a card, they put it on their mat, or basically in their zoo, and they have to decide which animal is shorter or longer depending on what the card says. So this card in particular says mark the one that is shorter. So here you can see it's already circled, so one of my kiddos must have already done this one. So the fish was shorter, and so they circled it, and they're basing it by how many bricks or how many cubes long it is. So here's another one, which mark the one that is shorter, and then some of them say, like this one, mark the one that is longer. So they're practicing shorter or longer, and then they're also practicing taller and shorter. So this one's mark the one that is shorter, this one's mark the one that is taller. And they can mark it with either a dry erase marker or a manipulative if you have, let's see, mark the one that's taller. If you have manipulatives laying around, or even if you decide to print out the black and white versions, then they can just color it in with crayons or something like that. So yeah, we're going to be doing this one this week. Here is the last measurement activity that we're going to do this week, and it's called grocery store measurement, and it comes with this measuring ruler and is measuring by grocery carts, and then it has all of these little pieces of food that you could buy at a grocery store that you can measure with. So for example, if I take these grapes, what the kiddos would do, and what he's going to do, is line up their grapes with their carts and then count how tall it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the grapes would be 6 carts tall, and then on their mat they would write a 6, and I think that's supposed to be a 6. You can see one of my kiddos already did this activity. This is supposed to be a 6. So then after they've measured them all, they'll have this entire mat filled out with how tall each one is. I'm going to have to erase these before he does it because this was done by one of my other kiddos. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to be doing this one as well. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to show you something that I'm going to start with him this week. So, well, this isn't something I'm going to start with him. This is what we've been doing. We've been using this 100 chart here that is part of my Early Learners Math curriculum. We're going to be using this, or actually we've been using this, excuse me, to count to 100. So this is how he learned how to count to 100, was on the chart. We count every single day. 1, 2, 3, 4. He points, he touches. We use manipulatives. I'll say things like, cover the number 23. He'll cover it up. Then I'll say things like, okay, cover a number that is two more with yellow. So he'd have to count 2 more and cover it up yellow. Cover the number that is 1 less with pink, and so on. We'll kind of do that kind of thing. Start with the green and cover one that is 10 more with blue. And so 10 more, he'd have to go down, you know. So here's 23, 10 more would be 33. So he'd have to go down to 33, and so on. So we've been kind of using the chart in that way. Yeah, there's so many things you can do with charts like this, but mostly for counting. So we've been counting and learning how to count to 100. Then after that, we're going to do 2 activities this week. So the first one is ordering it, and we're going to just take like a certain set of numbers, probably starting with 20. So these Order It cards are from my Early Learners Math curriculum, and it's the unit on learning how to count and learning how to count to 100, excuse me. And so the cards we're probably going to start with this week are the 20 family. And the 20 family is peanut butter and jelly. So each family I have a different theme. So like the 70 family is swim time. So it's all things to do with swimming. The 80 family is the market. So it's things to do with grocery shopping. The 50 family is race cars. So anyways, this one that we're probably going to do this one this week, and maybe if we can get to another one, is you give them the cards and then they have to order the numbers. So since he is past teen numbers now we're going to be working on the 20 family. So he is going to find the first number, which is right here, 20, and then he's got to do 21, and then he's got to find what comes next without peeking at his. He was going to do his counting. So he would obviously, after he's ordered them, and I will probably do this on a pocket chart with him, but after he's ordered them, then he's going to count 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You get the idea. And then if he gets really good with his 20 family, we might do another one. Okay, this is the last activity that I have ready for this week. And this is more working with numbers to 100 and learning to count to 100. And so this activity is called What Number Is It? And they choose a mat, and then they have some cards that go with it. So this mat is the Circus Mat, and so it has circus cards. There are a couple different mats. This one here is the pizza mat, so it has pizza cards that go with it. And then this one here is the barbecue mat, so it has barbecue cards. And then this one here is the camping mat, and it has camping cards. So I'm just going to show you the circus mat for sake of this video. And what he would do is he would pick a card, and this card has the lion on it. So he has to find the lion on the mat. Here's the lion. And he has to decide what number would go where the line is. So when you're counting, here you have 42, 43, 44. What number would go here? That would be number 45. And then we would write 45 on our card. I'm going to see how well he does. He's only 4, so it may be a little bit hard over his head. And plus, like I told you, his fine motor is not super great. So for kids whose fine motor isn't super great, you can use manipulatives. I'll show you that really quick. So sometimes kids are able to do higher level thinking activities, but their fine motor prohibits them. So for this particular activity, I may have him use the pieces from our movable 100 chart here. And so instead of writing 45, I may just have him find the number 45 and place it on his card. Okay, and then he would go ahead and grab the next one. So the next card shows the little boy with the peanuts, and that little boy goes here, so you'd have to decide what number that would be. And I always have them just start counting from the first one that they can see. So 26, 27, 28, 29, he would be 30. So then he's gonna find his 30 piece and go ahead and place it on there instead of writing it. So for those kids who you still want them to be able to do the math activities, but they're hindered by their writing ability, you can always bring in manipulatives and work it out that way. And that way they're not focusing, because it'll take him forever to focus on how to write. Instead of focusing on writing, he's still focusing on his numbers, and he's not getting too frustrated. Because the whole point of this particular activity is to focus on numbers. So, okay, that's it, guys. That is what I have ready for pre-K this week. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope these videos help you in your planning. And if you're interested in any of the activities that you saw in the video, I'll leave links below. And we'll see you next time. Bye!